Good evening, Tsupiteros, and welcome to another edition of Pillow Talks. Yeah, I know I skipped an issue, or I skipped doing the Pillow Talks last week. We were kind of busy last week, but we're back again this week, and we have a pretty good topic for tonight. Do stick around to find out. Before I begin, I'd like to thank one of my sponsors, APS Online. If you'd like to trade with a broker that has excellent research, do trade with APS Online. Okay, so it's been a very bad week for the markets. I know whether you're, trading in the US or here locally, whether you're trading crypto, the massacre in the markets is just everywhere, no? And I can't blame you if you're not making money this last couple of weeks. But let's look at the markets now. Let's see where the markets are headed, and let me open my MetaStock here and show you where the index is right now. So if you look at the chart here, the market has been dropping for it just went straight down from 6.8, no? It was at 6.8 1.5 weeks ago, and now from 6.8 we dropped 500 points in the last 1.5 weeks. No? So is the market oversold already at this point? I think is the question that what most people are asking right now. Could we actually find at least a short-term bottom here at around the 6,300 level? Okay, so if you look at the trend of the market in the weekly chart, this big downtrend right here, you'll see that prices are actually near the lower end of that downtrend already right now, okay? So if you are going to ask me, is the market oversold? Yes, the market is actually quite oversold right now, but is it already time to buy it? I'm not quite sure, because if you look at this chart here, we can still actually go and drop some more and probably hit 6.2 or maybe even 6.1 before we find the bottom in the short term. So it's a hard call. If you're a Tsupitero right now, it's a very difficult environment because the momentum is on the way down. And even if you're able to spot the lows, for example, you did buy last Friday, and let's say the market did bottom out at 6,273. What rally are we expecting? The market will probably go to 6.5 or 6.6 at best. That's the only thing that the market can do at the moment. I really doubt it. If the market has the capacity or the power to head back up to 6.7, in the short term. Given how the market is looking like right now, I really doubt it. So even if we bottom out here, the best that we can hope for is a move back up to 6.5 or 6.6, okay? But of course, on a worst case scenario, we can even drop to as low as maybe near the 6,000 level, okay? So that's how the market is looking at right now. So yes, it is oversold, we are on a watch out for a short-term bottom. No, hopefully this coming week we'll find that bottom, but don't expect too much from this market. For the big caps, the best that you can do is probably make 5% and get out. Other than that, then you'd have to find some alphas. Like maybe Prim or something like Prim or Web. But for the index itself, it's sideways to down at best. Okay, so that's the market. Before I continue with our main topic for tonight, I'd like to thank another one of my sponsors, AAA Equities. If you'd like to trade with a broker that has automated buy or sell stops, do trade with AAA Equities. Okay, so for our main topic for tonight, I'd like to open my I created a short PowerPoint presentation here for you. And our topic for tonight is no other than this current IPO offering that we have right now, which is Balay ni Frutas, okay? Which is a subsidiary of Frutas Holdings Incorporated, okay? So let's get down to it. So let's talk about the business of Balay ni Frutas first, okay? So generally, Balay ni Frutas is divided into 3 brands, no? You have Buko ni Frutas, which, they sell coconut-based beverages and desserts. You have Frutas House of Desserts, wherein they sell healthy desserts, fresh fruit shakes, juices, boba shakes, and milk teas. And then the third brand is, their recent acquisition. They actually just acquired this brand last year. It's the Balay Pandesal, which, makes, obviously, pandesal and other baked goods, So at the moment, Buko ni Frutas has 37 stores, Frutas House of Desserts have 9 stores, and Balay Pandesal have 31 stores, okay? So most of the stores are company owned except for 6 franchises right now, okay? They currently sell these products either in kiosks, inline stores, or community stores, okay? So let me talk more about these store formats, So first, we have the community stores, okay? These are the biggest among all the stores, no? These are like the interesting about these stores are like you have the Balay Pandesal, you have the other products like the Buko shakes and other products such as they have also Jamaican patties and sabroso, chicharon. They all sell this in that one community store that they have, no? So it's like you can actually compare it to something like a 7-Eleven, okay? Wherein they have all sorts of products there. They have ice cream, they have yogurt, they have milk, they even have wine and vegan meat, diba? So sometimes what they do is the store of the Balay Pandesal is right beside the store of either Buko ni Frutas and Frutas House of Desserts, and they sell all their products in this one big community store. Okay, so another avenue or store format that they use is probably what you see in the malls, which are either the kiosks or the inline stores, no? So these are like very small stores that you see in the malls probably, or in some other locations, no? But but I would tend to think that most of the revenues are probably coming more from the these stores, they all, if you notice, they also sell some products online, no? Like I checked out Lazada, they also have some products that are selling there in Lazada, and I also checked out Grab, they also have some products there in Grab. But I think 90% of their revenues are coming from these three types of stores. Okay, so again, they currently have 31 community stores, 36 kiosks, okay, and 10 inline stores at the moment. Okay, so that's basically their business model, and how they try to distribute their products, no? Okay, so most of these 77 stores are in the NCR region, with 19 of them, 19 are also in Luzon, and only 2 in Visayas, no? So in the Vismin region. So there's a lot of potential for this company to expand. They're hardly in the Vismin region, and for just 56 stores in the NCR, that's still quite a few, no? And so the nice thing about this company is that they have the potential for a lot of growth. Okay, so let's look at the terms of the offer. So they'll be offering 375 million shares, of which 325 are primary shares. Okay, so the rest are secondary shares being sold by, I think, the mother company, Frutas Holdings Incorporated. Okay, so but most of the shares are primary shares, which they will be using the proceeds of for their expansion plans. Okay, the estimated market cap at 70 cents once they list is a mere 1 billion pesos. Okay, so this is probably the smallest, or I can't think of any IPO that has a smaller market cap than this one. I think this is probably the smallest market cap IPO that I've ever seen. Okay, for their dividend policy, they will be giving 20 to 30% of their net income after tax as dividends. Okay, you have an allocation of 420,000 pesos worth of these shares per trading participant or per brokerage firm. Okay, public float will be estimated to be 25%. Okay, the underwriter is First Metro, and the offer dates already actually started last Friday and will end on June 23. Listing date will be on June 30. Okay, so another question that probably a lot of people are asking right now, is there a stabilization fund? Yes, they do have a stabilization fund. Okay? So here are the uses of the proceeds. They will be they will be having 203 million in estimated net proceeds, no? And 80% of these 203 million or 204 million pesos will be for network expansion, and the rest are for either commissary setup or the introduction of new concepts and potential acquisitions. Okay, so it's a good IPO because most of the proceeds is going to be used for expansion, di ba? So you don't want to buy an IPO wherein most of the proceeds are, just secondary or will just be used to pay off their debt, diba? It's better that that the proceeds are going to be used for expansion. Okay, so why buy this IPO? I have two reasons why you want to buy this IPO. And first of all, just like what I said earlier, it has a low market cap and it's probably the lowest or the smallest company that I have ever seen to do an IPO in the Philippine Stock Exchange, no? And secondly, they have an aggressive expansion in the next couple of years. So here are the recent sizes. Here are the sizes of the recent IPOs, no? So if you'll see here, we have just recently we have VRIT, which offered 4.4 billion pesos worth of shares. Okay, ASLAG, which is a very very small IPO, was 3 billion was a 3 billion peso market cap company at its IPO price and only offered 700 million worth of shares. Okay, CTS was 6.9 billion market cap and offered 1.4 billion pesos worth of shares. The two other small companies that offered their shares recently are HTI and Solar. HTI and Figaro. So both of these companies had an IPO, had a market cap of less than 4 billion, and they offered less than 1 billion worth of shares. Balay, on the other hand, is merely a 1 billion market cap company, okay? And is only offering a mere 260 million worth of shares. Okay, which is roughly about 26% of the company. Okay, so that's one reason why you want to buy this IPO. Another reason why you want to buy this IPO is its aggressive plans for expanding. Okay, so 80% of the proceeds will be used for expansion. That's around 164 million pesos, and from 35 Balay Pandesal stores right now. So remember, they have 77 stores. Of those 77 stores, 35 are Balay Pandesal stores. Okay? So they are targeting 100 stores at the end of this year and 160 stores by the end of next year. And they are targeting also 200 stores by the end of 2026. Okay, so most of the growth will probably come in the next 2 years, di ba? So if you want to participate in this growth of Balay, then maybe you'd like to, invest in this company and invest in this IPO. So those are the two reasons why you want to buy this IPO. I have to admit though, the valuation is kind of high, because maybe the company is pretty young, and they haven't really expanded their reach and their distribution yet up to this point, no? That's why their profits are quite low, no? So assuming that they make 20 million this year, no? They will be valued at more than 50 times their earnings, okay? So the recommended strategy, if you are a Tsupitero and you subscribe to this IPO, I would suggest, like all IPOs nowadays, once they spike up in the first day or so, you might want to, take profits first. And maybe after the dust has settled in the next few days, maybe you'd want to buy it back, no? So that's how most IPOs go nowadays. They normally, spike up first in the first 1 or 2 days of trading. So if for a Tsupitero, you might want to do that. But, of course, if I were to put a stop loss on my, short-term trading strategy, of course, I wouldn't want the IPO to go below the IPO price of 70 cents. So I'd put my stops there, no? For investors, you might also want to subscribe, but I have to admit, diba, it's a bad market, and of course, there's always that possibility, that prices go below the IPO price. So if you want to subscribe and if you want to invest in this company, I would suggest that you buy some for the IPO, but you do reserve some money to buy some more if prices go below the IPO. So that's it, Chupiteros, and I hope you learned something from me again tonight. Do stay tuned again for another edition of Pillow Talks next week. Bye.